Hey friend, welcome. It is the end of a month. August is over, and so we're going to talk about profit and how much money I made in August. If you are a reseller, I would love to know how August ended up for you and how September is starting. The last few days have been really slow for me, but September started really well. But August August was decent. My numbers are mostly up. Okay, so I made in profit $1,926.40. My goal is to put about $1,000 into my family's budget. So I want to be making about $200 a month so I can put $500 back into my business for other items to sell. And then I want to put $500 into savings for taxes because this is taxable income, and then $1,000 into my family's budget. So I'm pretty well on track. And I realized I just got way ahead of myself and I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Jen. I am a reseller. So that means I go to thrift stores and yard sales and I buy mostly clothes, shoes, bags, some hats, and occasionally a stuffed animal or something random, and then I sell those items on eBay. Right now, we'll talk a little bit, but mostly I sell on eBay, and I don't cross. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. I do this part-time. I am a homeschooling mom. I have 4 kids. This is just like my part-time job, and I really am loving it. I've done this for about 10 months and it's so much fun for me and it's making me money, which is nice. So in August I sold 150 items. In July I sold 148, so that's up 1.35% from last month and basically the same. My average sale price went down about 0.5% from $24.30 to $24.18. I really am trying to get this higher. I am doing better at sourcing or, finding items to resell. I'm doing better. I'm learning a lot in the process. So, we'll talk a little bit more later, but I ran a huge clearance sale, and I think that if I hadn't done that, I would not have gotten rid of quite as many items, but I think my average sale price would have been a little bit higher. I'm not sad about it. I had way too much stuff in my eBay store and I got some stuff cleared out. So my gross sales, what I sold on eBay was $3,627.54. That is up 0.86% from $3,596.78. So my profit last month was actually just about $20 higher. I'm not really sure why that was, but this information is from the spreadsheet that I keep, just kind of for my own personal, I don't know, I like knowing this information. So on this spreadsheet, it tells me what I bought, where it's stored, that's important, where I bought it, what day I bought it, and how much I spent on it. And then it tells me when it sold, how much it sold for, what my fees are for the marketplace. So eBay charges me a fee, Poshmark charges fees, any place you sell charges you fees. And then how much I pay for shipping. So when I talk about things that have sold, I talk about the price that they sold for as well as how much the person pays for shipping. I don't do free shipping. So that number is kind of that profit number is taken from my spreadsheet, the $1,926. But that is different than what actually comes into my account. So what actually came into my account from eBay was $2,264.52. Now that is, I think, considerably high. I get weekly. You can choose how you get your money from eBay. You can do it monthly or daily or weekly. I choose weekly because it feels like a paycheck to me. And so there were 5 Tuesdays in August, and so there's another week that really was like leftover from July, if that makes sense. So I think it's a little bit higher than what it would normally do. So $2,264.52. That puts half of that into my family's account, so $1,132 went into my family's account, $566 into savings, and then $566 back into my business. That actually is a little bit untrue also, because I did spend $890 in sourcing this month. I think that's a little skewed also, because $300 of that was like cash that I had taken out from yard sailing, however you say that, in July. So I feel like that's a little high. Maybe it would have been a little bit more like $500, but those are the numbers. I'm just telling you my numbers. I'm also telling you I'm not perfect at it, and I'm in no way saying this is the way you should do it. I'm just telling you numbers that are interesting to me. If I look at my spreadsheet, my actual cost of goods for the items that sold was $270.30. And so averaging that out among the 150 items that sold, it was $1.80 per item, which is great. I like to keep my average cost of goods under $2. So I'm thankful for that. I did do a couple of, I don't know, maybe interesting things on eBay. I did do a sale, like a clearance sale. When I first started reselling, I really just took items from our home and listed them on eBay and tried to make money from those items, so that I wasn't taking my family's money and using that as like the seed money, I guess, for my business. I did do that a little bit. I think I would say under $100 worth, just because I got excited and there were some yard sales before I was actually making money. And I do have videos that I started like the very first week I started reselling, so you can go back and see those if you are interested. But those items weren't necessarily things that are going to sell quickly. Obviously, some of them still haven't sold, a lot of them. And so I did a huge clearance sale on about 400 items. I was up to almost 1,300 items in my store. I would say for the past 6 months, I've been listing 10 items a day, 6 days a week. And that's a lot when I'm not selling that many items. I don't have a whole lot of storage space. I have more storage space now than I started with. I started in my master closet and with just some bins stacked together. I have more storage space, but it's still not a ton. I'm not working out of a warehouse or anything, just some storage shelves in my garage. So I just didn't want to get overloaded. So I have a big consignment sale coming up that's in my area. I took out most of the kids' items except for some Oshkosh overalls and a few other little things here and there, but most of the kids' items I took out. Some items that I only had listed for like $10 or $15 and still, after a year almost hadn't sold. So I just have more space now, and a lot of those items did sell from that sale. So I probably should have checked how many items. One thing I didn't do this month that I did do last month was see like what price point all the 150 items sold at. But most of my items sell around $15, 15 to like 25. There are some really good items that I sold. Let's see. Oh, I did. One other thing I did was I relisted. So I delisted, unlisted, I don't know. I ended the listing of every single pair of jeans and I relisted them like a brand new listing. And I did sell 28 pairs of jeans this month. So when I first, did a couple sourcing trips to the Goodwill outlet, I did find like a ton of denim jeans and stuff. And so I had a lot. I still like to sell jeans. I just think it's easy, and they sell for like $25 fairly regularly, around them. Some less, some more, but anyway, the point is, I relisted all my jeans, and now in September, I am ending the listings and relisting all of my long sleeve, like tops, sweaters, flannels, coats, jackets, blazers, anything that's kind of like fall upper wear, fall and winter. So just because it is that time of year, I didn't not list sweaters and stuff throughout the summer, but I think now people are starting to, I'm starting to shop for fall. So I did think it would be kind of fun to see some really good listings and maybe, or some good things that sold, and then maybe some not so great things that sold and some things that I am learning from. So I took my top 15 items from the month of August, and this is not necessarily how much they sold for, but my profit on it, and then 7 items that I'm learning from. So the first thing is these New Balance Minimus, and this is a brand that I know because I buy to wear. My kids wear them. They're just a really good quality, like minimalist barefoot shoe. I bought these at a thrift store for $8, and my profit on them was $22.86. I think I'll start with like the good stuff and go through the bad stuff later, right? This was really cool. My sister sometimes will give me things like her old items, I don't know. Anyway, she was sending me pictures of things like, do you want this? Do you want this? And there was something about this shirt, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if that's worth a lot of money. So I checked the comps, and I was like, you need to send me that. So it is Abercrombie & Fitch. It is a vintage, like Y2K style Henley, just a Henley, like a thermal ribbed, but 3-button shirt. The comps were about $40, and I mean, it was, I was like, you need to send me that for sure. And so she did end up giving that to me. It sold less than $40 because it had a hole in it, unfortunately, but it still sold for a decent amount of money. And I had no cost of goods into it because my sister gave it to me. Thank you, Melanie. And my profit was $28.20. So really great. Another item that was given to me was this Sony Handycam. My stepmom and my dad were moving and they didn't want it, and I thought we might, I don't know, play with it a little bit, but I was like, it sat in my closet for so long, and I was like, we're not gonna do anything with this. I finally made myself list it. It sold really Again, I had no cost of goods into it, and so $55.02 was my profit on this recorder. And I wasn't even sure that it worked, and I said that in the listing. So that was pretty cool. I also sold these Vibram 5 fingers. Again, I know this brand because it's a minimalist brand. I don't really want to wear these kind of shoes with the toe finger things. Anyway, I bought these at a garage sale for $5, and they sold fairly quickly, and my profit was $21.64. I thought that was great. These LL Bean loafers, I had sold another one, similar pair, really quickly, and so when I saw these at a Goodwill, I was like, oh, I'm gonna grab them again. These took longer to sell, and I don't know if it was just the time of year or what, but I paid $6.30 for them, and my profit is $23.66. So when I'm saying my profit, that is, if I'm looking on my spreadsheet, it is the cost of the item plus what the buyer paid for shipping, because that all goes into my account, and then I have to pay shipping out of that. So the cost of the item, what the buyer paid for shipping, minus my cost of goods, minus my fees to eBay, and then minus what I have to pay for shipping. And then that is what I say my profit is. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know in the comments, because I really do want to make this as plain as possible, even though sometimes I do that, right? So these were super cool. These were Oshkosh overalls, vintage, but they're like grown-up sized, not kids, grown-up white overalls. They were vintage. They were so cool and pristine. I mean, like, they felt, you know how denim feels different after it's been washed? Like, I don't even think these had been washed. I found them at a garage sale. They were priced at $6. I wasn't sure because I really hadn't sold anything other than vintage kid overalls, but I just had a feeling. I asked if she would take $5. She did. My profit was $55.28. It just blows me away. Blows me away. These are BKE Carter jeans. I was just thinking the other day, like Silver and Miss Me and BKE jeans. I hear these brands all the time, and I have a few pair of each of those brands, and they just don't sell well for me for some reason, but these did sell. I found these at the Goodwill outlet for $1.80. That was my average cost of goods, and my profit was $20.39. These Crocs I found at a garage sale for $1, and I made $23.95 on them. I don't know what it is about Crocs, but I do have some Crocs, and not like just the basic ones that, you know, you're used to seeing, but like kind of some fancy ones that I've had for a long time and they don't sell. So it does depend on the style. I think that's important. This Pendleton blazer, I actually bought 3 of them, and this is the only one that sold, but I found it at a thrift store in a different town for $3, and my profit was $30.99. I buy Pendleton a lot, and sometimes it sells and sometimes it doesn't. I don't really know what else to say about that. This Liz Claiborne dress I found at a Goodwill for 90 cents. It was $1. It was like $1 day, whatever. And I had a 10% off coupon, and so I paid 90 cents. It was a silk and linen blend, which is why I bought it. And I don't remember, it may have been vintage. Don't quote me on that. But that silk and linen, I really like finding things that are natural materials. I think I like them personally, for one thing, and then I think that they just add some value and they're a little bit more desirable. So I made $27.37 off of this dress that I paid 90 cents for, which I think is amazing. I think it's important, and we'll talk about this a little bit more when I get to like some things that I didn't do so great on. It's important to like really pay attention to how much you're paying for things, because like this next dress I found, or I guess it's a jumper, I found for 20 cents at my favorite thrift store. My profit on it was $21.61. And, you know, a dress like that, you know, when you find places where you can get things for really cheap, I think it's important to for me, I want to check those out, and I want to see how they can do, because even, you know, if I'm buying something for 20 cents, even if I'm only getting $10 out of it, I'm still going to make a pretty significant profit, or yeah, significant profit from it, because my cost of goods is so low. This Orvis shirt was very cool. Thick corduroy, it had elbow patches. I found it again at my favorite thrift store for 20 cents. And my profit was $35.90. And it sold within, I want to say within a week. This Miracle suit was a swimming suit. I had heard the name. I found it at a local thrift store for $7.50. When I am paying more money, I do make sure I do my comps on them. So I look at what is for sale, what has sold, how much items are listed for, what they've actually sold for. All of that is important information, because if there's 100 items listed and only 1 sold, the reality is, like, that's a 1% sell-through rate. My item isn't going to sell. But if there's 10 items sold and 10 items listed, that's a 50% sell-through rate. And so I have about a 50% chance that my item will sell. The Miracle suit, it was more than 50%. So there were more sold than listed. I don't remember the exact ratio, but this sold within a week for, I think, $50. You'll see, it's right here. My profit was $37.57. I did have a return filed for it just for fit. There was nothing wrong with it. It was beautiful condition. They never returned it. So that's on them. I would have taken the return, but again, a Pendleton shirt. This one was a board shirt and it had a hole in it. So I could have gotten even more money if it was in perfect condition. I found this at a rummage sale for $1.46. That was my average cost of goods. If I can remember exactly what I paid for something, I like to put that down. But if I don't know exactly, I will average it out between the items that I bought on a specific day. So my profit was $22.24, which I think is pretty great. Then this last really good item was a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren jacket. And I bought it at that same rummage sale for $1.46 and my profit was $20.66. So I'm really, really pleased with all of those. Another interesting kind of interesting thing is I did have one sale on Poshmark. I said earlier we'd talk about this, but I was trying cross-listing with Flip and I really hated it. It just felt clunky and just never really worked well for me. But the 1 month that I was really consistent with it, I sold 9 items and I think I should have figured out what my actual profit was with that. But I sold 9 items in that month and I thought, if I had 9 more items with my profit on this one was $10.13 on the one item that I sold. But if I had 9 items with a $10 profit, that's an additional $90 a month. That's significant. But I need something that is not going to take me a lot of time. I don't really want to pay for something. So I did try out a trial for Prime Lister. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I kind of hated Flip. But I did pay for 1 month to continue trying it. So I'm not giving my final review yet. I'm just telling you I'm working on that and trying to cross-list to Poshmark. I'm also trying to figure out if I should cross-list to Depop because I do have so many vintage and kind of cool, funky items. I feel like I'm not cool and funky enough for Depop. I don't know. If you sell on Depop or if you have an opinion, would you let me know? Because I really have been going back and forth with this. I just need to try and figure that out. All right, now 7 items that I learned a lesson from. How's that? We're going to start with this Talbot's coat. Okay. I found this at a garage sale. I paid $5 for it. That was too much to pay. This is a kid's coat. It was really pretty. It looked at the garage sale like it was in really good condition. I got it home and there were pretty significant flaws in it. Some wear, some, I don't know. I don't know. Then my profit on it was $4.35 once I sold it. And then I got a message. The woman was saying there were moth holes, which I did disclose, the flaws that I noticed were there. She was saying that there were stains on it that I did not disclose. I didn't notice any stains the ones that I had. Anyway, she was very nice about it, but I ended up just refunding her, and cause she was like, she said, go ahead and send me a return label. And I was like, man, I already didn't really even make money on this. And now I'm going to lose money by her sending it back to me because it had to be sent priority because it was so big. And anyway, I need to, sometimes I just get I don't know, sometimes I think I don't check things as well as I should. This is an Old Navy scarf. This isn't necessarily a bad buy or anything. This was actually our scarf, our family's scarf. It sold in the clearance sale. I had no cost of goods into it because it belonged to my family. My profit was $3.90. I got rid of it. I made almost $4. I don't know if sometimes it's is it worth my time? Is it worth my time and effort to list these things? I don't know. Sometimes I think it is. This is a Janie and Jack puffer vest that I bought at a kids consignment sale. Here's the issue with this. I paid $3.75 for it. That doesn't sound like a lot, but it never sold. I don't know if puffer vests are a thing. They're kind of a thing around where I live. There's one family in particular that I can think of that they wear them all the time. But I only made $3.47. That's less than what I paid for it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm learning. These Izod shorts I bought at a local thrift store, actually in a different town, but close by, for $1.50. My profit was $4.77. Izod is not a great brand to resell. I'm not saying it's not a great brand. I'm just saying the resale value is not great. Although I don't think it actually took very long for these to sell. I think I bought them in May thinking, we're going into short season. But anyway, I'm learning. These Wave Zone swim trunks, again, Wave Zone is not like a crazy popular or desirable brand on the resale market, but I only paid 71 cents for these, and so 71 cents into $4.07, which was my profit. I mean, that's a pretty decent return on my investment. And so I think sometimes you just have to weigh that, and I don't know what the answer is. I'm just telling you what I've done, and this is what I've done. So anyway, another item that I bought from my favorite thrift store, I spent 43 cents and my profit was $4.74, was this Timberland button-up shirt. Timberland, great shoes. Button-up shirts, maybe not so much, right? But again, 10 times my investment there. Is it worth my time? Maybe. All of these, when I think about this, these 7 items I made less than $5 on, but put together, that's like $30. $30 I wouldn't have had before. But these were, let's see, I did show all my items that sold for, my profit was under $5. So the other one was this Falcons hat. See, I wouldn't necessarily say this was a bad buy or a bad decision. Hats, I bought this for 50 cents at a rummage sale. I never pay more than $1 for a hat. They are easy for me to list. They go quickly. Some of them sell for a lot of money in some random thing. So I seem to find really weird hats. I don't know what that's about. But I have probably 50 hats in one bin in my garage. And so, for me, it's worth the time and worth the space to store it for $4 in profit. All right, I think that's all the items I had to share. I wish I could show everything that I sell over the course of the month, but I am just really trying to figure out, while I'm learning reselling, I'm also learning YouTube and how to fit that into my schedule and my time at home as well. So my question to you is, what would you like me to share and show, and how would you like me to show it? I've been on YouTube now, as I've been reselling for almost a full year, and it has now been almost a full year of YouTube because I started doing this at the same time, and just to share my journey along the way. And I noticed that I started talking like everybody else, and I listen to a lot of YouTube, so it kind of makes sense. But as I was kind of reflecting on this and really just wanting to be better, I realized that I'm doing this for you. I want my experience to help you as you resell, or maybe just want a little thrifting break on eBay. I'm not sure what your exact situation is, but I really would love to know what you would like to see from me. So if you would, please comment and let me know. Tell me what it is that you enjoy, what it is that you would like to see different. I really am open to hearing some constructive criticism. Maybe don't be mean, but how could I help you as you resell through my experience? Does that make sense? I hope so. that is all for me. I hope that September is off to a bang for you as it is for me, and I hope it picks up a little bit here in the next couple days. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you soon.